Now guys, it's time to talk about whole steps and half steps. A half step on the piano is the shortest distance between two notes. If you have C and C sharp, and you can imagine that from C to C sharp you go to the very next key to the right, and there is nothing in between these two notes. So this will be called a half step. A whole step will be represented by C and D. If you move from C to D on your piano, you will have only one key in between, so you will have a whole step. So normally we also explain it as a whole step is made of two half steps. For example, C sharp and then C sharp D. So the distance between C and D is a whole step. Now let's look at our whole and half steps on the keyboard. Now guys, let's see what we can do with the whole steps and half steps on the keyboard. So the half step is the shortest distance between two keys on the piano. So this C and C sharp is going to be a half step, or C and D flat. So even though we are pressing the same key, it can have different names, but the distance is still the same. So this is the shortest distance on the piano. It is called a half step. For example, these two keys are going to be called a half step. These two keys will be called a half step. Between there is nothing is in between these two keys. Nothing less than this interval. D sharp E is a half step. These two keys is also a half step because there is no keys in between. So these are all half steps. Now let's talk about whole steps. Whole step is a half step plus half step. So the distance between C and D is a whole step because there is one key in between. So the distance between D and E is a whole step because one black key is in between. The distance between E and this black key, which can be called F sharp or G flat, this is a whole step because one only key is in between, and you have half and a half. Half plus half is a whole. So we have the distance between this key F and G is a whole step because there is just one key in between, and we can see that we have half and half. This is a whole step. We can even build a whole step on these two keys. So half step plus half step is a whole step. So the distance between this key and this key is a whole step. So don't be confused by the color of the keys. All you need to understand is the distances. If it is a half step, the shortest distance, or if there is one key in between, which will be a whole step.